Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. We've got myself, Lewis. We've got my business, the real CEO of the business, Nova, curled up in the background, working really hard. She's exhausted after a day of meetings and looking after all the clients. So we'll let her sleep. I'm going to take over today. So, for those of you who don't know me, I run a marketing business. We run adverts for online stores and local businesses too, and we basically help them make more money. We do other things outside of social media adverts. We also help with kind of consulting, telling them you should do this, you shouldn't do that, the decisions that are going to make and break the business, because we kind of helped and scaled so many businesses. But anyway, that's a bit about me and what I do. Today's topic is actually a bit of a behind the curtain peek into what running an agency looks like when life outside of the agency doesn't stop. So, this week in particular has been a very tough week. My girlfriend has been in hospital. She's got a chronic health condition, as have I, but that's for another day. And the main point is, I have not been in the office as much as I would have liked. However, the agency, the business is still running. Clients are being supported, calls are being handled, communication is moving, everything is still operating. And this is the difference between when I first started out my online business journey and I was, I guess you could call a freelancer, and actually owning a real business with systems and teams and a real agency. So, if a business relies on one person, then it is fragile. And I think if you were to rewind 5 years ago or so, when I was starting out this specific business, 5, 6 years ago, I would not have been able to do what I've done this week. Now, I haven't been completely hands off because I want to make sure everything's running smooth. I need to be there. But I've been shocked at how much I have been able to take a step back. And the only reason I've been able to do that is because the team members we've got have been there to hold things down while I've been away. I sat down, I told the team individually that my girlfriend's in hospital. She's going to need a lot of my time this week. It's important that I'm there for her, to me. And they said, do not worry. They have hopped on calls with clients, made sure the clients are happy, given the updates that we had to the clients on the calls, broke down what's working, what's not working, what are we planning to do to improve the things that aren't working, answered any questions that the clients had, reported back to me after. Then I've kind of given my take on everything as well, and everything's running smoothly. So, a lot of agencies and a lot of businesses, to be fair, like there's a lot of people who run their own business, for example, but really they're a freelancer or a contractor. So this could be, you could be a videographer, you could be a plumber, you could be like an electrician, and you might have your own business on paper, like your own limited company. But the truth is, if you are ill for a week, or if you just want to have a 4-day holiday, a nice weekend away, or if you have to be away from the office like I have and looking after my partner or someone that you love, then usually the business breaks, or clients get annoyed, or they're not getting communicated with, or clients leave and you don't earn any money. So, usually the first thing that breaks when the systems don't exist is communication, or delivery in an agency specifically. So, we need to be in these ad accounts. We need to be strategizing. We need to be looking at things outside of the ads, looking at what they're doing on the website, what they're doing in terms of their offers for their online store. We need to make sure content and the messaging and everything is aligned. And usually, a lot of that is down to us to guide these businesses to make the right decisions for their business, because a lot of them are trialing and erroring. They're small businesses who haven't been going for years, and they're doing 5, 10, 15, 20, 30K a month, but they don't know what to do yet to get to 100, 200, 300,000 a month. So obviously that's where we kind of guide them. Now, if the systems didn't exist and if it was just me, then truth is, communication would have dipped. My clients would have been left in the dark. They wouldn't have been getting quick enough replies. We wouldn't have been able to send out the updates. Therefore, the trust isn't there, because when you're running a service-based business, they're trusting you, especially if you're running ads for them. These clients are putting a lot of trust in you, which we don't take lightly with their marketing budget. And they want to make sure that they know what their money's doing. So without the teams and without the systems that I've got built, to be honest, we probably would have had some angry clients. We would have had some clients who are getting worried, are getting stressed. There's some clients we've had a call with where we needed to dive into strategy, and by having that call, we've managed to overcome some hurdles that are stopping them growing. And, as I said, team members have jumped on calls with the clients this week and looked after the clients, and we've overcome that hurdle. So now we can keep the momentum going. Whereas if it was just me, then the truth is they would have been stuck at that hurdle for the last week. So results might have dipped, communication dipped, trust would have dipped, and eventually clients leave. And then that could ruin our reputation, and the bad word of mouth spreads. So without these systems, it would be a completely different ball game. Now, when it comes to building systems and getting the right people in place, it's not about scaling fast. It's about stability and predictability and an extra layer of protection. So me myself, I've got chronic health conditions. I've got a lot without getting into all of that now. And when I used to work a 9 to 5 job and part-time jobs, and what I would find is I would struggle to work like a full week. I would be on my feet, I would be exhausted, I would get dizzy, I would lose my vision, I would start to feel really, really rough. And what it meant is that I would burn myself out. So I would push through all of my medical conditions, just keep working because I wanted to make money, I wanted to get my paycheck, I didn't want to take sick pay. And yeah, I would burn out, and then I'd have to, you know, be ill for ages and probably got fired from jobs or whatever it was, and therefore I didn't earn money. So back then it was kind of the equivalent. Like, I was in a job, I was like an employee, and well, I was an employee, and it meant that if I couldn't work and if I physically wasn't there, then I wouldn't get paid. And when I was starting out my agency and my online business, it was the same kind of thing. Now, I obviously want to scale this agency. I want to scale this company. I want to help as many business owners grow their business as possible. And that requires us scaling, you know? So interestingly enough, that was actually my girlfriend calling, saying that she's coming home from hospital, which is brilliant. I think my assistant has woken up and she's quite excited too. But let's come back to the point, So if I was rebuilding my business from zero, I would hire earlier. So get people involved earlier. Because what happened was I was doing everything, and I had 5 clients, and I got incredible results for those 5 clients. And then they referred 5 more clients. And then I had 10 clients. And then I got incredible results for 10 clients. And then those 10 clients referred more clients. And then I had 20 clients. But I was just still one person. And all of a sudden, what happened was all of these new clients came, and all of these current ones were happy. But then I had 20 clients, and then now I couldn't keep the original 10 happy because I didn't have enough time for them. And then all of the new ones that got referred, I couldn't get them results. So all 20 of them got really poor results. And it wasn't because I couldn't deliver, and it wasn't because I didn't know how to help. I was just one person, and there was no teams and there was no systems. So all 20 clients left. And, at that point, I'd scaled a business from nothing to like 20, 30,000 pound every month, and I went straight back to zero. And it was all because I didn't have the systems in place. So one thing I would do starting from zero is I would actually hire earlier, and I would stop being the bottleneck for the business. The other things I would do as well is I would actually take more ownership in communication, and making sure our current clients are happy before scaling. So even when I did kind of get someone involved, I went very heavy on just trying to build back up to 20, 30K a month, get my 20 clients back. And I think that the similar thing kind of happened. Yes, I had a system in place and I had a team member now, my first team member. But we hadn't had the back end kind of service delivery systems drilled in. So I think having a few clients once you've hired someone, making sure that your team member and yourself are communicating and the clients are 100% happy and you can manage it, then take on another client and kind of test it and make sure each client that comes in gets the best experience possible. That's another thing that I would do completely differently. So, this is the side of business that a lot of people don't show. I think everyone talks about all the amazing things you can do in online business, traveling the world, having the freedom, doing all of these things, and you can do all of them, and it is amazing. And there's loads of great stuff. You can make loads of money from it. But the truth is that I made so many mistakes. I made so many mistakes. I messed up so many times. I grew the business from zero to stage 10, back to zero multiple times. And I think it's time that I started documenting it and sharing it. I've been doing online business for 9 years now. So since 2017, it's now 2016. This specific marketing agency business that I do now, it's been 5, 6 years, 2019, 2020, and it's now 2026. So I've learned a lot. And if I can help anyone else who's starting a marketing agency to skip all of the mistakes that I made, or maybe they're not starting an agency, they're just starting a business, or maybe you're not even starting a business and you just find it interesting looking through the window at what running an agency looks like. But if you're an agency owner, if you're a freelancer, feel free to drop a comment below. I'm going to keep documenting this journey in real time, and stick around. If you watched it this far, it means you like the video, and you might as well hit the cheeky subscribe button in the corner, because I'm going to make these videos regular. You can follow me on Instagram. It's Build with Lewis. Like building the house, build with Lewis. So I'm trying to post as much as I can on there, but hopefully this video was insightful, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Gonna go get my girlfriend from hospital.